Hello and welcome to the live session of 13th of July. And let me take a look if everything is okay. Can you guys hear me and see me? I believe so. Yes, okay. I believe everyone is here. Yeah, good. Welcome to the live stream. This is a live stream as each week on Saturday or on Sunday, depending on which time zone you live. But over here in the Netherlands, it's Saturday night, or you can say Sunday morning. It's 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. No, a couple of minutes, 2 minutes ago, 12 p.m. and now it's 12 a.m. But we have a 24-hour cycle, so it's the new 0000. And we're starting with a new session for today, and we're gonna take a couple of shorts and a couple of videos that I want to do. Let me know in the reactions in the chat if you want to see a different kind of video, or if you want me to react to some specific video that you want to make me do. Let it know. I'm gonna start again the poll. There is the poll. Yes. So let me know what you want to see, what you want to know. And we're going to take a look at the first video, and this is from a homestead journey. I have seen another video of her earlier, but then was she sitting in a car. Americans are giving up from insane costs of living right now. So I am already subscribed, so I've seen videos of her before. Let's like this one too and start with the video. Let me know.
America's on the verge of something pretty big, and not too many people are talking about this.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year.
$75,000 a year. That's a very good salary a year. Over here in Europe, if you have 75,000, yeah, you have a nice life with a nice car and a nice house. I can tell you so. That is okay.
That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country. $75,000 a year.
Yeah, I would say. Okay.
And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside.
No debt.
Of a car, an entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this.
What? An entry-level decent car, and I don't know if these are second-hand or brand new cars. I don't know, but for 30,000 over in the Netherlands and in Europe, you get a brand new car, as he said, an entry-level car. For 40,000, 50,000, you have a decent, good car for the next 15 years to drive in. So, yeah.
This person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later.
You have to put money in the 401k in your retirement fund. That's something that is not happening over here in the Netherlands, and I will say in Europe, although I'm not sure everywhere in Europe, but I know here in the Netherlands and in Germany for sure too, and in Belgium and in France, by default, some percentage of your salary will go into your pension funds. So your employer pays for you your pension from your salary automatically. So you don't have to do this. And as long as you have a job, then a certain percentage will be paid by the employee, by your employer, into your pension funds. So you don't need to worry. You only need to worry about your pension if you don't have a job. But if you have a job, your pension comes along with it automatically.
So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck.
75 to 53 is 12. 12,000 only for the 401k and the car. Okay.
Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment.
Whoa.
Apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700.
Yeah. The subtitles say $17, but he's talking about $1,700 for a one-bedroom. Okay. Wow.
That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy.
Creators looking for an edge over the competition? Get 50% off and
Car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the
$240 for car insurance? On average, between, depending how long you have no damage cars, no damage, no insurance claims. Let's take it that way. If you don't claim any damage on your insurance, the more years you have with no claim, you get a no claim korting. A no claim forgetting the word right now, but you have to pay each year less percentage. You get it's going lower, and then you're starting with, maybe as a young driver with no experience, and then you start with an insurance like 100, 120, and after 2 or 3 years, you're already back to 80 or 90 euros a month for your car insurance.
The insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home, and you only eat decent quality food, because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that.
What?
A human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay
$879 a month? Come on, guys. Let me know. Do you pay this much for your groceries a month? Or is it specifically in his state? Because 800, that's for me here in the Netherlands enough for 4 months. From 200 a month, I have enough for one person. Let's say for a 2-person household, or then you have maybe 300 euros a month for 2 persons, man and wife, and with kids, then you will be maybe at 400 a month because you have kids. But because you have kids that you have to feed, you also get extra money from the government to feed and clothe your kids. So, but for 800 it's double what you pay over here in the Netherlands, and I will say what you pay over here in Europe. And if you're going to the lowers like Italy and Spain, etc., if I go on a holiday on my bike to Italy, then I pay hardly anything. Germany is much cheaper than the Netherlands so wow.
$79 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make 75 grand a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually.
Are we? Wow.
That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, dog's 300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors.
Baby boomers, the generation that built the suburbs, cheered on Reagan, fought a war on drugs, and collected Beanie Babies, are now the fastest growing demographic of people experiencing homelessness in America. Remember the American dream: work hard, buy a house, retire comfortably? Well, it turns out it has an expiration date, and it's around the age of 65, give or take a bankruptcy or two. The plan was to work 40 years, pay off your mortgage, retire with Social Security, maybe a pension, and spend your golden years judging your kids and their lifestyle choices. In reality, the mortgage never got paid off, costs outpaced wages, and your pension got replaced by a 401k that got wrecked in the 2008 financial collapse. And Social Security? Do you really want to talk about Social Security right now? So now Grandma's living in a Corolla with a rescue Chihuahua and on a 20-year wait list for senior housing, but hey, she does get a discount on a bus pass. The problem is the system is not prepared for them. Shelters aren't designed for people with oxygen tanks and wheelchairs. Affordable housing has a longer wait list than
Okay. Wow.
a CVS receipt, and healthcare causes people to murder CEOs. We are in real trouble. So back to the American dream. It turns out it only works if you're young and healthy and die before rent is $2,000 a month. The American dream was built on isolation, this idea that you can do everything on your own and you don't need any help. And this is why this system is created the way it is. It's threadbare, it's underfunded, it has a just work harder logic to it. The ironic part is it was built by the very generation that is now falling through it. I bring this up.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. He's right. They started it 30 years ago as a third year. Finally, as 20, 27, 28, 29, they worked hard for the next 30 years. Now they are 60, getting ready, so 60, 65, ready for retirement. And then they have created their own bad future.
Because it's happening to my mom. When my stepdad died, she was down to one income, under $700 a month. We've never owned property ever. So her entire Social Security income went to paying rent, nothing left. So if I didn't move in, she would be homeless. Now, I love the fact that I get to know my mom in this context and we get to take care of each other. I really wouldn't trade it. Obviously, I would trade it if she wasn't in crisis, but I love the fact that we get to do this. But it's not okay. The American dream has to shift, and we got to start taking care of each other. And I believe the generations coming up behind absolutely understand this, because we don't want what's happening to our parents to happen to us or the kids that we might have.
Yeah, okay. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Is this happening in the US, that the next generation sees what happens to their parents and their elderly, the grandparents, and that they now are starting to react and make changes? Is it really happening now? Let's take a poll out of that. Start a poll. Let's go. Oh. We already have a poll out, I see. Yeah. I was hoping to set a second poll. Okay. So let me know. Is the next generation realizing that for them it's going to be the same or even worse than it is for the current generation elderly people or their parents? Because as long as you have someone above the age of 75, or let's say above the age of 65 in the White House, then I don't think it's going to change. Oh, we need to start this one.
It's like so fed up with everything. I don't want to talk to nobody anymore. I don't want to make any new friends. I don't have any anyways. I don't have money to go anywhere. Can't go on vacation. I feel like I know I'm not the only one mentally just exhausted right now, but I don't know how much more I can take.
Yeah, I get it. If you don't see any way out and all you do is work and pay some of your debt, and then you see slowly but surely getting more and more into debt, and you work harder and still you cannot, then the light at the end of the tunnel is nowhere, because the tunnel is turned to left or right.
Is it tariffs? Is it price gouging? Look at these prices in my small hometown of rural Washington.
Wait. Rural Washington.
Is it price gouging? Look at these prices in my small hometown of rural Washington.
Folgers Classic Decaf. This coffee, decaf, $20 for a certain amount. I cannot see how large this is. Looks like on the gas something like 2 kilos for decaf. I wouldn't know. Let's take a look, because I don't drink coffee, so I would not know. Yeah. You see the prices over here. So this is decaf for 10 euros. This is decaf for 5 euros, but it's 250 grams, and this is 500 grams. That's, if this is 2 kilos, I don't know how much it is. It looks even more than 2 kilos. But if this is 2 kilos, then it's 500 gram is 1/4 of them. So if I want to buy 2 kilos of decaf coffee, I have to pay 40 euros. So in comparison with Europe, this is cheap in comparison. But again, I don't know how large these containers are. Yeah. But in comparison, it's good. Home style butter. It's popcorn. Popcorn, $7.79. Let's take popcorn. These are not, I need the products. Yeah, depending on which brand. This one is even 25. A little smaller popcorns. This one is sweet. 175 grams for 87 cents. And why is this 10 euros? 20 times. Oh, this is a gift pack, as in you have a celebration and you want to give everyone a small package of popcorn. Then it is 10 euros. So a lot of extra, but what is the, 1,000, no, this is not the popcorn. It's the cup, the popcorn, 1,000 popcorn cups for 158.60. But if you want to have your own popcorn from the Plus for an evening at the movies, at home, of course, 87 cents. Then let's take a look. 129, 185, 159 is caramel. This is 199. Let's say 2. This is 2. 150. So in comparison with Europe, and again, I don't see how large this package is, but 7 euros could be same price over here, depending on how much this is. It's 6 what? Yeah. Why did I think this was the cheap bread? Whoa, wait. Oh, not so fast. A whole wheat. 100% wheat. 650. Oh my good. Wow. This is volkoren. Whoa, caps lock. One bread, volkoren, 2 euros. And raw volkoren, I think that is 100% wheat, yeah. So for an entire bread, entire leaf of bread, you pay 175 at the shop, and I'm gonna take a look if we have what is the most expensive. This is the bio one, handmade. It's 5 euros. But I believe if we're going to take a look at the Aldi, yeah, boiled corn, yeah, 129. It is half one. It's a half leaf of bread. So to have a full leaf of bread, you have 2 euro 60. Then you have full. But on average, around 2 euro for bread. 2 euro for bread, and even, yeah, depending on what you do. Yeah, jumbo, 2 euros. 2 euros for a bread on average in the Netherlands. But not 650. Come on. Philadelphia. Can we see? No. Can we see how large is this? A standard Philadelphia. Philadelphia, as advertised, 4.29 for Philadelphia. I see $2.99, but it's somewhere else. So the Philadelphia costs $4.29. Philadelphia, we have Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Rome cheese. There we have it. Several choices over here in the Netherlands, depending prices, but on average for 200 grams, 185. You see the prices. €2, €3, almost, yeah, $2.99. So €3 for Philadelphia. And in the United States, at this point, at this shop, I don't know which shop, $4.29. Save €1 of $1.10. In comparison with the Netherlands, I would say save €2.20. If you go in, you buy Philadelphia in the Netherlands, save €2.20. What is this? This is Best Food Light. What could this be? Can anyone tell me what this is? Is this a salad? Oh, it's a salad dressing. No, it's something like oh yeah, I see mayonnaise. So it's some kind of mayonnaise light. So let's take a look. €9.19. It's not mayonnaise. It's frietensauce light. Yes, for Ramia. Do we have other brands in it? Other brands. Hard to find and see. Goddess Glory. But this is not line. Ah, this one. Yeah, there's the line. Half full. Frietensauce, €2.19. And the most expensive is this one from Rebecca for €5. The most expensive one I see in this list. But this is frietensauce line. This is the light version. Then you pay $2.15 versus $9.19. And I guess that the content is almost the same. 7, you get 3. Yeah, 3, not even 4. Nah, yeah, 4. You get 4 of these for 1 of these. Damn. $18 eggs. Grade AA large. Large eggs. I don't see a price tag. Oh, whoa. 11? Oh yeah, 11.5 for 18 eggs. 18. We don't have a pack of 18 eggs. Okay, we don't have 80 eggs. These are 30 eggs for $7.99. But nobody buys 30 eggs at once because, yeah, you can't keep them that long. So I'm going to take this one. We've got scharreleieren XL. And these are also 30. L 30, yeah, 30 for €7. 30 eggs. And these are $11.50 for 18 eggs. So you get twice the number for half, no, not half, for about almost the half the price. $0.97 for what? Honey ham. I guess this is all I'm eating. Oh, because it's less than $1? She can only afford honey ham. I don't know if we have the same kind of ham over here. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what this is. Honey, I know. Ham, I know. But honey ham, I don't know. But because it's below $1, she can afford it. Sunlock sesame oil. $12.50 net white, 10 ounce. 10 ounce, what should it be? 750 milligrams. 10 ounce. 5, half a liter? I don't know. Let's say it's half a liter. Sesame oil. Is it the same? $250 milligrams, $3.69, and I would say that was 10 ounces at Haas. So twice is 500, half a liter for $6.74, $7.40, half a liter. Get over there. Oh, still $5 more than in the Netherlands. $20 for Brommel stack. No idea what it is. Bacon. Bacon. Cut bacon. It's already cut. Okay, now we're talking about ontbijtspek. Okay. 150 grams, $3.39, and it's the most expensive I see. We've got from the Plus, it's even more expensive, but 150 grams, $3.39. Yeah, but this is not, this is something else, ontbijtspek. Yeah, this one, $2.50 for amount. Let's say 150 grams. And I do not know how much this is. I guess because you guys, everything goes large. I guess this is more. And she was talking about what? €20. $20. For €20, you get, 10 times, and 15 times this. You get 50, you get 3 kilo. 3 kilo I don't know. Oh, mango. We don't have this, but $7.39. She's going fast. Single donuts, $1.39. A dozen for $13.99. Donuts. I don't think that they are that cheap over here. I'm not sure, but I believe that the donuts are in the United States cheaper than they are in the Netherlands or in Europe. Let's take a look. For the donuts, yeah, this is a 4-pack, 4 sprinkled donuts. Again, at the most expensive shop we have, Albert Heijn, for €3.15. Do we have donuts, quarter ton? Okay, that's ordering. And this is decorated those fair trade cacao, 97 cents per. So, oh, we got a mini donut box. There's a mini donuts, only the smaller ones, for 27 online. So I'm looking for a bigger box, but average, yeah, these are 6 donuts for €2. So yeah, this is in the United States cheaper, but I expected that. It's not something that we eat a lot. It's typical an American product that we have in Europe, but Europeans only eat it, yeah, sometimes. Like, okay, let's grab a donut instead of all the other pastries we have.
Ik heb $1 miljoen gekregen om mee te traden. Waarom? Ik trade op een Funnet account, zonder dat...
Nutter butter. What is nutter butter? The peanut butter lovers cookie. A cookie. Peanut butter cookies. Peanut butter cookies. Do we have peanut butter cookies? Pindakaas cookies. I don't know if we have that. Let's take a look. Of course we have peanut butter, but do we have peanut butter cookies? Between pindakaas. It's not peanut butter, but only the peanut. I don't think we have peanut butter cookies. No, we don't. Oh, we have one. Yeah, specially ordered pindakaas cookies, €20. What is this? Etsy? Okay. almost €20 to buy it, and then to ship it. The shipping cost of €77.16. So almost €100 for how many cookies? Oh, the total price is over here. $96.62. Shipped from over America also? Oh, we got other ones. Laura's Bakery, pindakaas cookies. But no price. Let's take a look for Laura's Bakery. Accept the cookies for the cookies. Oh, this is a recipe how to make them your own. How to make your own peanut butter cookies. Okay. So we don't have it. Go. Come on. Yeah. Back to the video. Not a butter. Sounds nice, but we don't have it.
The reality is half of the country is struggling to pay rent. Credit card debt is through the roof. And, the government, they say they're stepping in. But here's the real question that I want to ask. Do you think that this is a short-term Band-Aid, or are we really watching the slow motion rollout of something much bigger, maybe even something more permanent? So stick with me here because you'll see exactly where I'm heading with.
Is it a short-term Band-Aid? Good question. Although I don't understand the question myself, because a Band-Aid is meant to stop a certain bleeding for that moment. So if it still is bleeding, again,
bigger, maybe even something more permanent. So
back up.
It's a real question that I want to ask. Do you think that this is a short-term Band-Aid, or
a short-term Band-Aid that the prices are high? Is that a short-term Band-Aid or more permanently? American knowing.
Are we really watching the slow motion rollout of something much bigger, maybe even something more permanent? So stick with me here because you'll see exactly where I'm heading with this and why I think that everybody needs to be prepared. Okay, so
yeah, my take on this is that I think that in the United States, when prices go up, they go up permanently. Even if there is somehow a relief and the prices don't need to be that high again, then my opinion, then the price won't go down together with the new relief of prices. Let's say if Trump or the next Trump, if the next president says that whole tariff, that's bullshit, we kick it out and we go back to the prices we had before that orange monkey came in power, and we go back to the tariff with Europe and with our neighbors Mexico and Canada and with Asia like they were before, then I don't think that the prices will drop along with it in the United States. My opinion. So, but let's take a look what she has to say.
So let's talk facts. Half of all renters in America are now spending at least 30%, sometimes more, of their income just to keep a roof over their heads. So rent has exploded and wages have not kept up. There's millions of people that are barely scraping by. In fact, the average American doesn't even have $1,000 saved for an emergency or $2,000. And while most people are really feeling the squeeze, the government is expanding government assistance programs like Section 8. And this is, a good thing to help people get more help, get more stability. But let's look at it also from a different angle, because if history has taught us anything at all, it's that when the government steps in, that there's usually a catch. So this is an issue, and it's not just about rent, it's also about control. So the cost of living is skyrocketing. Food prices are up about 170% since 2019. And people
well, I will say, since, again, 100 and how much?
Cost of living is skyrocketing. Food prices are up about 170% since
170% in the last 6 years.
2019, and people are now financing groceries with a buy now, pay later service, or even financing
financing your food.
They're putting their fast food, lettuce, milk, eggs, all of these things on payment plans. I just put out a video about it, so you could check that out. Meanwhile, AI automation, it's replacing people's jobs left and right. We're seeing mass layoffs everywhere. And even Amazon alone have about 750,000 robots in their warehouses. And then you have tech billionaires like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg already pushing for universal basic income. So ask yourself this: do you think that this is all just an unfortunate coincidence, or are we watching a system maybe being built where the government, not you, decides how much money you make, where you live, how much help you qualify for? So that's something to consider. And then let's also talk about
valid questions. Good questions. Well, I want to go. We'll go. I want to answer the questions, of course, and let me know in the chat what you think about it. Yeah. First thing was about the AI.
Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are robots in their warehouse. It's replacing. Just put out a video about it, so you could check that out. Meanwhile, AI automation, it's replacing people's jobs left and right. We're seeing mass.
Yeah, that's something that I still want to find out and talking about with, because I interact a lot with AI. That was something that I expected, because you know and I know nowadays, if you want to have a question on a website or on your application or whatever you want to do for your insurance, online, all your online questions are no longer answered by someone at the other end with a chat. You can chat actually with a person, but with an more or less trained AI. Some AIs are better trained, others not, but the AI gives you an answer. And if the AI cannot answer your question, then you get connection with a real person. So that's, for me, the first sign that I think, yeah, that's going to take worldwide, not only in the United States, it's going to take worldwide a lot of jobs away from people who can't get any other jobs, because now at least they can answer the phone or chat on the computer with another person and giving answers to a certain amount, and then those people are now gone. That's the first step that I saw from introducing AI, and I want to find out what will be the next in this rollout in this new era of artificial intelligence. So that's my opinion first. Then she asks,
layoffs everywhere, and even Amazon alone have about 750,000 robots in their warehouses.
Yeah, order picking, I get it, and that's not something new. It's not part of the AI, or for now, that's already with the industrialization, with computer era, that especially in America, some in Germany also, robots building the cars instead of people. So that those are in Amazon warehouses, robots doing the selection of which package come from and goes to, and that's not something new. That's what's to be expected. So yeah, I was thinking, yeah, but now it's not only the cars. I want to say more about it. I keep an eye on the chat if people asking something, so I can react to it. Because of the industrialization. Yeah. But I was at a restaurant together with a friend of mine, walk-in restaurant, and the waiter was gone. So the waiter was replaced by a bot who comes on your table. You can make your order, or you make your order on the table, and the bot brings you your order, your drinks, your food. So those people are now getting replaced too. And that's not with AI, it's also bots, but I think that's nowadays it's getting better controlled, because there's an AI mind overall controlling those bots in a restaurant. So the man behind those bots is also replaced. So you have less costs for your waiter staff, and you have less costs for the one who's controlling your bots, who are replacing your waiters. Yeah, I don't know if this is already in the United States too, but let me know. Was I'm wondering, do you see that too? Or is it not, because you still have to do a lot of tipping?
And then you have tech billionaires like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg already pushing for universal basic income. So
pushing for universal basic income. Sounds good, but I do not know what it is. Let me know what it is and how you think about it. Let me know. Answer in the question in the comments if you see this later on, or in the chat. Let me know, what is this?
So ask yourself this: do you think that this is all just an unfortunate coincidence, or are we watching a system maybe being built where the government, not you, decides how much money you make, where you live, how much help you qualify for?
Wow. Is this with the bigger plan?
So
I was resetting because he was looking weird. Is this part of a bigger plan? Is this part of the plan 2025? Project 2025. Project 2025 is something else, totally, but if you think wide enough, it could be, but sounds conspiracy likely to be. But Elon Musk and Zuckerberg, they could do this. Those are the people who really think that they could do this. So it's not conspiracy. If those two, I actually see them do this, pushing for this, yeah, I could. I really could.
That's something to consider. And then let's also talk about Section 8, because this is where...
Section 8. Section 8 is a food help program, because I heard them talk about it. People who has no, yeah.
Where I think things also get really interesting. Right now, the demand for government subsidized rent is just going through the roof, and landlords love it because it means that they're going to get guaranteed rent from, you know, Uncle Sam. But...
Oh, you do have those? Because over here in the Netherlands, this is already part of. If you cannot pay your full rent, you get some subsidized by the government, so you can pay your rent in total without having so that you at least have some money left for everything else. But there's one but, and I don't think that in the United States, because she's talking about landlords, that means that over here the corporations, the rental corporations, have a price maximum. So they can say, oh, let's put on another 200 euros rent on that home so that we can get more money from the government. That doesn't work. That means that those people have a maximum rent they can earn, and the corporation are required to put those people in the houses with that maximum rent price. And they cannot raise rent whenever they want and how much they want. It's all regulated by the government because the government pays into the rent. And this is not so in the United States? Question mark? According to her.
Because it means that they're going to get guaranteed rent from, you know, Uncle Sam. But there aren't enough vouchers to go around. There are millions of people already on waiting lists, and the list is growing fast. And it does go even deeper because some of the biggest real estate investors in America are now slowly positioning themselves to be able to cash in on this. So take Pretnam Partners, for example. They own over 97,000 homes, and they just launched a Section 8 specific rental fund.
Yeah.
with
back.
1,000 homes. And they just launched a Section 8 specific rental fund with 2,500 homes to start. And why are they doing this? Because when the government guarantees rent, investors are going to see this as a risk-free payday. So they're already, like I said, cashing in on this because they see where the trends are going. And remember, when you rely on government money for your basic needs, you are giving up control. Rent assistance today, universal basic income tomorrow. That's how dependence starts, and it's just going to grow from there.
Yeah, she has a point there. She has a point. If the government does not control the landlords, then the government controls you. It's one or the other.
And also, we can zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. The US government is already drowning in like $36 trillion of debt. Last year, they spent $6.8 trillion only while collecting $4.9 trillion in revenue. And they're throwing more money at housing assistance, rent relief, and social programs. You don't have to be an economist to really see where all of this is going. We're either going to see massive tax hikes to cover all of their spending, runaway inflation, making everything seem more expensive, or even a shift towards universal basic income, where the government hands out money payments to keep people afloat. And, you know, if you think that sounds crazy, remember this: there is nothing more permanent than a temporary government program. So
yeah, there's nothing more, she's right, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution.
Where does this leave us? First, if you're relying on a system that's breaking, you are in danger. The more people depend on government assistance, the easier it's going to become for them to control your choices, where you live, how you work, and even what you can afford to eat. Second, also, self-sufficiency is no longer optional. If you're not thinking about getting out of debt, building food reserves, finding a way to live independently, now is the time, because once the government takes control of your basic needs like housing and income, it's not going to be given back. So take all of that into consideration. These are really important topics. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this video, like it, share it with someone that needs to hear, and drop a comment in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think that we are heading towards universal basic income, or do you think that it might just be a temporary fix? And let me know any other thoughts that you might have. Feel free to go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, friends.
Yeah. That's it. If the government does not, and that's my opinion, if the government does not control the companies to maximize prices, etc., then they're going to control the consumers. So if you don't control the company, then you're going to control the consumer. And I will not say that everything here in the Netherlands or in Europe is that the government controls the companies, but a lot of the basic needs, a lot of the basic stuff are controlled. Those companies are controlled or regulated, not controlled, but regulated by the government or governments. EU, we got European Union rules for entire Europe, and each country on its own has also rules that companies has to comply with. For instance, healthcare have maximum prices, minimum package deals, like at least in your package need to be this, and that's the maximum price you can ask for this insurance package. And maximum prices for health, food, maximum prices for your rent, maximum prices for your energy consumption, your gas, as in your heating for your home, or your electricity. When Ukraine came under attack from Russia 3 years ago, then we had a problem with the gas prices coming over from Russia. We had it because of sanctions to Russia, we had higher gas prices. The government stepped in and said to the gas companies, wait a minute, to the electricity, wait a minute, friends, you cannot charge the full price. The difference between the full price that you now pay for it and the average price that a consumer can afford, that difference, we're gonna pay that. So this is your maximum that you can ask of your consumers. So for those basic stuff, the government controls the companies. But if you don't control or regulate, I don't want to say control, but if you don't regulate your companies with maximum prices, then everything is lost. Then I go along with her and say, yeah, then it's going the wrong direction. Let's see what other people have to say. That's why they call the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it. George Carlin, 2005. Okay. It's collapsing by design. Period. Could be. Making 75K a year is a dream which myself and many others cannot even fathom. Yeah, that's what we started with. People are under too much pressure nowadays. Yes, state of decline. They don't know what to do. This is a larger one. I had an accident, broke both my legs and my right ankle, and I had to go. I had it going on, and I had a $40,000 in the bank. Approximately 9 months later, I had to file bankruptcy. I had supposedly good health insurance, but between all the bills, the physical therapy, and everything else, I went through that $40,000 in no time. This is what I hear often in the United States. Well, file bankruptcy. You can file bankruptcy in the United as a person. I know this can be by a company, but as a person, you can file bankruptcy. I ended up moving from my home in the suburbs of Detroit to a small town in Oklahoma in the middle of nowhere. So grateful to have an apartment at my 2008 Toyota Matrix. Everyone, hang in there, man. Those of you, but $40,000 in a couple of months. Wow. The United States, like the Titanic, too big to turn, too slow to react, in denial about sinking. There aren't enough lifeboats for every passenger except to 1% ultra rich, and the orchestra keeps playing as if nothing is happening. Wow, this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, let me know. Do I need to do another one, or do I need to do something else? Let me know in the comments. And please answer the poll. I want to know about the poll. What do you think of the poll? %, cost of living. It's only one. No. Let me know. I pick another one. This one. That's a longer one. Oh, isn't it a nice game? It's a dream game.
If you live live in the UK, I do not know how you are supposed to survive right now.
Ooh, this is about UK? Why the cost of living crisis make people giving up in 2025? This is about UK.
Somebody needs to make the price of living actually realistic.
Yep, their plan is working. You will own nothing and be happy about it.
So as of recording this, we're about halfway through the year of 2025. So I thought it'd be a good idea to look into the cost of living so many people are dealing with. And we're going to go over a lot today. The income needed to feel secure state by state in 2025, rising housing prices along with rent, increased
Now it's state by state. So now it's back in America?
insurance prices, cost of raising children, food prices. I mean, we have it all, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave it in the comments down below. But let's just start off with some clips that I see all the time now.
So I'm in the process of finding a new place, and it doesn't make any sense how this world expects you to survive. Not only do they want the rent, which is an arm and a leg, but they want 3 months, you know, 3 times the income, and then they want a deposit, and then gas is $6 a gallon, and I'm making 19 bucks an hour, bro.
Oh, but he was starting as okay about UK. So this is not the UK what he's talking about. Let's go back.
You know, 3 times
in advance your the rent, so that he's sure that you at least have
the income. And then they want a deposit.
And then also a deposit, it's another arm and leg, and you only have 2 arms and legs.
And then gas is $6 a gallon.
Gas is $6 a gallon. Yeah, that's ridiculous high, I would say, for United States, because $6 a gallon, and I know how much a gallon is nowadays. It's 3.7 liters. And then for 3.7 liters, you almost pay almost 7.5 euros here in Europe. So that's not a high price.
I'm making 19 bucks an hour.
I'm making 90 bucks an hour. 19. That is a reasonable, because a federal minimum wage was something of what? €7.15?
Bro. You know, on top of bills, on top of food, somebody needs to make the price of living actually realistic, man.
If you live in the UK...
Oh, she was from the UK, yeah. How people in the UK are affording to feed their kids right now.
I do not know how you are supposed to survive right now.
Y'all, life is not making that much sense right now in terms of the cost of everything.
Hey Howard, how's Ramen? This is just your friendly reminder that if you step outside and like take a deep breath, it will probably cost you like $200. Like just to step foot outside, it's a solid $200.
If I really wanted to, we can make entire videos that are hours long, just with example after example like this. And
yeah, he's right. it's I don't know how many people are complaining. It takes 25 minutes until we're not gonna do the total video, but. Oh, I need to subscribe and like, of course.
As you heard, at least from one of the clips that I put in, this is not just a US problem, this is happening all over the world. I've seen clips from Canada, any part of the UK, Australia as well, and even parts of the world where many people have migrated because they had work from home jobs. So they ended up moving to a cheaper cost of living country, and within just a few years, all the prices have drastically gone up there too. There's almost no way of escaping it now.
How much?
Yeah, I saw something like that for Mexico. A lot of people ran over to Mexico, and now Mexico's putting up the prices, and now the Mexicans are mad. Go home, US, go home.
Money do you need to make to live comfortably in the United States? And this is according to a 2024 Smart Asset Survey. The 5th most expensive state is Washington, needing a $106,000 salary. The 4th is
106K to survive. 4th is New York.
And people say they need at least $112,000. The 3rd is California, which is the state that I live in, and people say they need at least $114,000. 2nd is Hawaii with another $114,000, and the number 1 spot is Massachusetts, $116,000.
Wow. On average, a year to live in those states.
I do also want to add that this is for an individual income. This is not like a family of 3 or 4. So when you see all of these numbers near or over the $100,000 threshold, that's just for one single person.
One single person.
We have
Okay.
a comment from one of you guys. I lived on $300 a month in 1970 when I was 22 years old. I had an apartment and all bills paid for $130 a month. My car was paid for and I worked for a mortgage company in an entry-level position. Never asked my parents for any financial help. I believe this would be impossible today. I feel bad for young people struggling, and I almost can't believe the $300 a month because it's so little, even though it was 55 years ago.
Yeah, I know. 300 euros. 300 guilders was there. It's not comparable now because we switched from each country had his own currency into European Union, the euro. So I cannot compare with earlier days.
Because every few months there's some new statistic or some area in the country where the affordability has gotten worse, the income needed to feel safe or secure is even higher. I mean, we have a clip up on screen right here from the news. The Florida affordability salary requirements for a single adult
79,000. A family of 4, 217.5K a year.
over $97,000, and a family of 4 is $217,000 a year. You're getting pretty close to $20,000 a month. So it's really not surprising
$20,000
when there are way more people thinking about not having kids in the future.
Raising a child in the U.S. is more expensive than ever, about $300,000 over 18 years.
300, and then the kid, because we talk about 18 years, goes to college, and he or she gets another debt of 30,000 just to get through college.
According to Lending Tree, it breaks down to about $29,000 a year, factoring in childcare, clothing, food, health insurance premiums, and more. The biggest jump in cost, daycare, up 51% since the last report in 2023. Hawaii is the most expensive state to raise a child. The least, Mississippi. Georgia sits at 48.
I mean, the
child the least, Mississippi. Georgia sits at 48.
Yeah, but nope.
The daycare stuff alone compared to any of the other costs is just unbelievable and unavoidable most of the time.
Well, let's take a look at it because we did it with the food. Come on, guy, get up there. No longer the donuts. Let's take dagopvang. Kinderen. Kinderdagverblijf. Kosten. On average, you can calculate on an hourly tariff between 5 and 10 euros an hour on average. This is AI. Gemini. It's, yeah, because I was looking for those. The height of this is depending on your income. And if you cannot afford daycare, you get, again, from the government, money to make sure that you can send your kid to daycare. And I want to take a look at what the cost of care. These are 2020. Yeah, I know. Besides, you also get because it's not right in here. Kinderopvangtoeslag from the government. Can I translate this into English right away? No, I cannot. So let me translate it for you. How much you get depends on the income of you as a parent, the number of kids, and which kind of care you need. You get a maximum from the government for a maximum of 230 hours per child, per child per month. Maximum 230 hours a month. And we just saw that a month price is between 5 and 10. Oh, maybe the prices are there. There they are. Yeah. So daycare cost, you get a maximum money from the government for €10.71 an hour maximum. And that's it. And the average price we just saw was what Gemini told us was between 5 and 10 euros. So in fact, you don't pay for your child care in the Netherlands. I'm not sure how about this everywhere else in Europe, but then on top of this, you get child money. And child money means that every quarter, 2025, from 0 to 5, you get 286 euros. From 6 to 11 years, if your kid is 6 to 11, you get 347.83 every quarter. And from the ages 12 to 17, you get 409 every quarter for each kid. So if you have 3 kids in each category, you get 3 times this amount every quarter as extra from the government right over here. So daycare, not a question about it.
We're at a point where both of the parents have to be working full-time jobs just to be able to afford the bills. So any sort of stay-at-home mom or dad is kind of out of the question. Maybe you're lucky enough if you live with one of your parents. Your grandparents are retired or live super nearby. Maybe they could take care of the kid, but that's not what happens most of the time. So the daycares are raking in the money. I mean, look at how expensive it is in this example.
Yeah, I want to know, how much do you pay?
When somebody tells you they can't afford to have children, this is what they're talking about. A woman in my town's Facebook group shared these daycare rates today, and she said, how do you afford kids here? Because nobody knows how anybody is paying for this. For an infant for 5 days a week with 10 hours of care, it is $664 a week.
For an infant for 5 days a week with 10 hours of care, 5 days a week with, so 2 hours a day, I have to say, but 10 hours in total is $664 a week. Here, I just showed you, here the maximum for 10 hours is 100 euros. It's the maximum. And then, if you cannot afford that, you get paid from the government to do this on top of your child care payment from the government also. What? For 10 hours? It's $66 an hour.
That is just shy of $35,000 a year for one child. And the price does not drop that much when they hit pre-K here. It's $521 a week, which is about like $28,000 a year, okay? These are incredibly high rates for daycare. And of course, you could drop down to 9 hours a day or whatever it might be. But here's the thing. When you go to daycare, typically you're going to take the most hours because you have to commute to work, you have to commute back from work, and you have to work 8 hours a day. And unfortunately, when you miss pickup by 1 minute, they start charging you like $2 a minute. So usually it's more cost effective just to pay the higher rate for the 10 hours than to pay for the 9 hours, which is like crazy because it's 1 hour difference.
So at least for this example, it blows the $30,000 a year from the previous news clip right out of the water because that's how much it costs just for the daycare. And she's
Oh my goodness.
said the exact same thing. Even though 10 hours seems like a crazy amount, everybody has to commute to work, losing an extra hour or two a day, along with the 8 hours that you have to be there. So a significant portion of your income, your yearly income, is going to just a single child being taken care of while you have to work your 9 to 5. But again,
to take care of your child, because your child, you're working to get paid so that somebody else can take care of your kid with your money. And then the rest you are for feeding your kid, sleep, clothing, etc. You only work to have your kid. Yeah, then I can understand a lot of people say, "Oh no, I'm not gonna start a family."
Again, what other option is there other than to not have children? We have another comment from one of you guys that I almost can't believe as well. My father's wages were $75 a week, and his home payment was $75 a month in the 60s. That gave him 3 checks to live on for the rest of the month. That was the American dream. So I even put that wage in a calculator. $75 in 1960 is $814 in 2025. If we convert everything over, a mortgage payment that is $814 is virtually impossible now. Very difficult to find rent that cheap as well, unless you're splitting it with other people. And the yearly salary today would have been a little bit over $42,000. But I have a little clip up next if anybody was wondering why I ended up moving out of New Jersey.
44% of 18 to 34-year-olds still live at home in this state in 2025. Let me say that again. 44% of 18 to 34-year-olds
live at home in New Jersey. To 34. I know over here in Europe, I will not say the Netherlands specifically, we have a housing problem, but it's in Europe general, we have a housing problem. Young people cannot find a house to live together with a friend or a boyfriend, girlfriend together, with the start of family or whatever. They cannot find a house. It's not, and there aren't enough houses, and the houses that there are right now, because we have a housing crisis, the prices are way up. So but
live with their parents and cannot afford to move out. That is the highest rate in the nation, and it is unacceptable.
Yeah, they cannot move out because they cannot afford a house. There are houses, but they cannot afford a house. And in Europe, generally it is, there are no houses, and because there are no houses, you cannot afford to buy a house as a starting couple, because you pay an arm, a leg, and your head, and some extra feet from your friends just to outbid, because it's a bidding nowadays, to outbid your competition on the house. If there's a house, let's say, for now here in the region, if you want to buy a house for, let's say, 150,000, you want to buy a house and say, well, it's a good house, and the asking price of that house, with everything included, is 150,000. And you say, yeah, good house, like it, love it, want to have it. I bid 175,000. Let's say. Then you're not sure if you're going to get that house, because maybe somebody else say, I'm going to bid 185,000. And you don't know that, and he doesn't know that from you. So both bidders don't know, only the owner know, but both bidders don't know what the other one have bid. Oh yeah. And so to be sure, you're not gonna bid 175, or maybe the other one do 185. So let's bid 200,000. And the owner of that house thinks, okay, that one I want to have 150. That couple bid 185, but that couple bid 200,000. Okay, 50,000 extra, sold. And young people cannot afford that. That's the problem right here in the Netherlands, and I would say most of Europe.
Honestly, I don't disagree with those figures. I know many people still in New Jersey that are around my age still live with their parents, not because they're a freeloader or not doing anything. All of them have full-time jobs, but they still can't afford a house, let alone the still sky-high prices. Because if you look at the Northeast, the home prices are still climbing somehow. Along with the high interest rates as well, it's only getting worse.
Look at this crazy fact I saw today. The median home buyer in 2007 was born in 1968. Guess when the median home buyer in 2024 was born? 1968. This means the same people that were buying homes 17 or 18 years ago are now the same people buying them today. In 2007, your median home buyer was about 39 years old, and today they are about 55 years old. This is just another example of how unaffordable it is to buy a home for younger people.
And this is just a way to slowly move society into a place where you'll own nothing and be happy. The only option is to rent. There's no shot you're going to be able to own a home. And in some places like Canada and Australia, it's already gone too far. Their real estate markets make the US look tame.
It is cheaper to buy than rent in only 4 major US cities. In Detroit, it is almost 80% cheaper. Then comes Philadelphia, Cleveland, Ohio, and Houston, Texas. In every other major US city, it is cheaper to rent. Good luck. Take care.
So I've already told you my stance on renting versus owning. I'd like to be a homeowner in the future, but when almost everywhere in the country it's actually cheaper to rent right now because of the ridiculous real estate market, I guess the only thing you could really do is wait it out. And we have a couple screenshots right here of some of the areas that
Nowadays in the Netherlands, like, I know it's hard to get a house. I know. I just explained it why, but in comparison, if you can find and afford a house for 100, or let's say 150, 160, 170,000 dollars, euros, and you get your mortgage, your monthly mortgage pay is almost, I will not say half, but let's say 60% of the average renting price. So it's better here to buy a house than to rent a house. But if you're renting a house, again, and you cannot afford the rent, the government is helping you to get through the month and give you some subsidy for your rent. So, yeah. But it's better to own, of course, looking into the future, it's better to have your own home, because then the money you spend on your own home is still your money. Instead of renting, then you spend your money on a renting home to the renting company and your money is gone. So, yeah.
Are finally going down in rental price. Where rent prices decreased the most, Austin, Texas, by a whole 10%. That entire city blew up within just a couple years during COVID. Minneapolis, Portland, Raleigh, San Diego. So there are some places that are going down, but I could see right here, New York going down by 3%. When you see the rent prices being $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month easily.
But I did a video about this this week, this week, I did a video about the 10 most cheapest places to live in the United States. And one of the comments was that those places are cheap rent because they are in the tornado region. So a lot of people don't want to live there because of the dangers of the wreckage of their house after a tornado. So I don't know if this is, I don't know all the states, but could that be a reason too?
A 3% decrease is still a decrease at the end of the day, but still wildly overpriced for what you're getting. On the other hand, though, this is where you could see some of the rent prices increasing. Cincinnati's the worst, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Birmingham, Alabama, Washington, D.C. But you know, we have to look at one of the extreme examples, especially when you're taking a look at California.
Y'all, we went to another open house.
Going $1 million?
You're taking a look at California.
Y'all, we
Going to $1 million open house part 2.
went to another open house.
Ooh. Oh, look at this stained glass. Well, look at this bathroom. Whoa.
Ooh.
What the heck? I almost feel like it's kind of like a remodeling kind of situation. Like, ooh, I like this one. Whoa. No, I don't think so.
So this one's a remodeling situation.
For $1 million? $1 million?
Starting off at $1 million. Some of the comments, $100,000 house marked for $1 million is crazy work. Another one here, crazy thing is that if this house dropped to even $800,000, there would be a line of people ready to scoop it up. Me included. I don't know. I guess I have to take a trip to California to feel the nice weather day after day, but it doesn't really seem worth it for $1 million shack that needs remodeling as well. The window grills and sliding door tells me that the house has been targeted by robbers before. Nice. It's the window AC units and the bars in the door and the windows for me. So I've been talking about topics like this since I started making videos on this channel, and it's only really gotten worse. And I think the second comment that I read really does give us a reason why. Is somebody still willing to pay for it even though it's wildly overpriced? It's just going to get worse. Prices are still going to go up even with a majority of people being priced out months, if not.
Yeah, maybe, but why? I don't know. Why are the prices going up? Like I said, here in Europe, it's because there's a houses shortage. Everybody wants a house, but because of the many refugees we have, there is a problem with housing. That's why the housing prices are going up. But why are the housing prices going up in the United States? I did not find an answer, or hear an answer about that.
Not years ago. And we just see prices get even more and more ridiculous. Another one I always like to put in these videos, a
1 bed, 1 bath, Hudson Yards. What? $5,475 a month? And it looks like, because we don't take a look at 1 bed, 1 bath, we'll take a here you're going to take about how much square meters living space you have, how large are the floors.
A 1 bed, 1 bath at Hudson Yards in New York, for $5,500 a month. This was, of course, posted by a real estate agent trying to really talk this up with the view and how nice it was, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, a good portion of the view is just a bunch of highways. It's not really the city skyline, but you're still going to have to pay $66,000 a year just for the privilege. Again, one
with a kitchen in it. Looks like, let's say 5 by 5, another 5 by 5, 50, yeah, 50, and then we have a bathroom, etc. So let's say it's a 60 square meters living for, and I thought the prices over here were high. For 60 square meters, let's take a look. On average, I want to have a 60 square meter apartment. Huur. Huurprijs, apartment 60 square meters. Not now. Yeah. Rent prices are up, you see, on average. Apartments. So it's, let's go to 2025. Going up. It's 18, let's say, make it easy, 20 euros per square meters. We said 60, so it's 100, no, 60. Yeah, 120. That's a bit cheap. That's too cheap. 60. Yeah, I'm not calculating correct. So it's 1,200 a month. Not 120. I forgot the next zero. So it's 1,200 euros a month. And with, because it says here with furniture, so everything you need, fully furnished, you pay nowadays, let's say again, 25 euros a square meter times 60. Do your own. Then you know the prices, fully furnished and unfurnished rent prices. And the highest rent prices are, as usual, in the region of Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Utrecht. And then the lowest prices, we got rent prices of 10 euros and less in my region, the south, and on the German border. There are the prices the lowest, and the highest prices are, of course, in the Randstad. So, on average, quick view, 1,200 euros a month for a 60 square meters unfurnished house, rent apartment.
One bed, one bath, that's it. Now we could switch over to one of the examples that I found with insane insurance rate increases.
15 years with Geico with no claims and a 49% rate increase? Oh my gosh, listen, I want to know a couple different things. One, what state are you from? Are you in like Texas or Florida that has just gotten hammered and destroyed by these rate increases? Because 49%, listen, if I ever received a 49% rate increase on my insurance, man, you best believe
Insurance on what? What kind of insurance? House insurance, car insurance, health insurance? Which kinds of insurance?
I'm shopping around. This is ridiculous.
Before I say anything, we go look at the comments real quick. Geico, no claims. Upon renewal, my rate went from $69 a month to $387 a month with no notice. They said it was due to inflation. Any company's reasoning for price gouging is just due to inflation.
From 69 to 387? But what is Geico? No claims. So I guess this is some kind of a car insurance. Let's take a look because it doesn't say anything. Oh, no typos. Geico. For your car insurance. Car insurance from 380 from wow. I was talking about it. There were new tariffs, and I want to show you because I got a notice from my insurance company, one of the cheaper ones in the Netherlands, also the most used one. Even kijken. No claim. Do they have the same schedule? Do they have the same schedule that I saw? Yeah. I know what it all is. I saw a schedule with the new no claim korting. I'm gonna find it. Damn. No claim korting. Now, I saw it, but was specifically, but right here, a small one, you can get to 80%. Again, the same word. Oh, help me translate. It's why don't I not know? It's rabbit. No, it's not a rabbit. It's I'm gonna look it up. Translate. When I see it, I know it. I'm sure. Discount, of course. You can build up to 80% discount on your insurance as long as you don't claim any damage with your insurance, to 80% of your monthly insurance. And your monthly insurance is something between, depending how big your car is, between 80 and let's say 120 euros a month. But from 69 to 300, oh, wow.
Of course, I went elsewhere. All insurance is a scam, it never ends. Geico doubled my rates due to inflation. I switched and my previous rate was price matched. This goes for any insurance across the board right now. Like he was asking the guy who commented if he lived in Texas or Florida, home insurance has become so unaffordable in some places like Florida because of the hurricanes and the storms that people have to sell and move elsewhere because they can't pay for it. Or their carrier will just drop them completely and they can't find any other insurance. So if there is a storm in the future, they're just screwed. But then in turn, there are no buyers because they don't want to pay an insane premium or just go without insurance and see what happens. So you're basically in a lose-lose situation while each one of these monthly payments is just going up. And I think that's a good transition, all the monthly payments, the subscriptions, into the next clip and how bad all of this has gotten.
Yep, their plan is working. You will own nothing and be happy about it. Disney revealed some latest numbers.
You own nothing and you'll be happy about it that you own nothing. Yeah, it's better than have a debt.
Numbers on some of their subscriber counts, and it's shocking. They report that 157 million people every single month are using an ad-supported tier. Now, what that basically means is, you know, when you're watching a streaming service and you have the option to select a tier that's a little bit cheaper than that top level one, but you're still going to have ads to make it cheaper, and so that's how they kind of filled that cost. And don't forget that this was unheard of a number of years ago. Even on Netflix, they didn't even offer an option like this until recently. So this is how these things work. Eventually, we will probably have a system in which we go back to only ad-supported tiers, even when you are paying those premiums. They want you to get comfortable with this. They want to be able to serve all of those ads right into your face at any given moment. And we see this across all things in life nowadays. Whether you bought an Xbox and you're playing it, you're going to have an ad on your home screen. Whether
Oh, yeah? I didn't know. I had to buy an Xbox. You do? Ooh.
you're watching a streaming service, you're often going to have an ad. All of these things are on top of the fact that usually you need to subscribe in the first place. So you can't just own the right to, use Netflix, which I guess makes sense, right? But you're still paying that monthly service. And now you're also getting ads on top of it. It kind of never ends. And this is what they want you to get used to.
Je inbox explodeert met laatste kans. Het webinar start nu. Maar wat
Yeah,
nou, blijf plannen maken.
Doei.
So if you think about it, we've been like this forever now. If you don't pay your car insurance, you're not allowed to drive it on the road. You could pay off your home in full. See what happens if you don't pay property tax. There's a lot of things that people own but don't actually own if you don't pay your monthly subscription service, your bill. And now this is leaking into every facet of your life. Not only that, but these companies are now squeezing you and making the experience that you're paying for even worse. Remember when Netflix and Hulu and all of them came out and this was the new TV? Oh, I don't have to sit through all those crappy commercials paying.
Yeah, that's why people did it. I did it too, but I kicked out Netflix this year because I could not afford anymore to have Netflix. It was too expensive for me, so I kicked it out, and I went to, like I did before, just using YouTube as my entertainment, but I also did F1 because I like Formula 1. So I did F1 too, instead of the regular that I had the year before. And that saved me €6 a month. So I switched to F1. But my previous subscription to that F1 connection was now the same price, but with ads. So if you want to have it without ads, you have to pay $5 more. But just doing it directly from F1, I was cheaper, so I went over to F1, Formula 1. Let's be there. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, ads. America lives on ads.
Way too much for channels that I never use. This is going to be the new way. It's so much cheaper. And now adding all these streaming services together are as expensive, if not more, than TV before. And you're going to still have to watch advertisements during them anyway. They just found another way to make all of us spend even more money. So keeping in with the monthly bills, the monthly subscriptions, we could see a pretty extreme example of how much money you could spend on just a whole bunch of things in your daily life.
Let's go rapid fire through my monthly recurring expenses.
Monthly recurring expensive and rapid fire. Okay.
Mortgage payment, $4,431.
Mortgage payment? He's looking also like, what? Outstanding $44.31 mortgage. You're kidding me. I do not even pay this in a year. Wait a minute. No, I do pay this in a year.
$49. HELOC payment, $628.
I don't know what HELOC is, so I cannot comment on that one. 628. Car insurance, I guess.
$12. Loan from my retirement to help pay for my house, $191.63. Student loans, $114.61. Soccer for 3 of my children, $900 a month.
And your kids need some oh, you cannot say kids stay at home because that, yeah, $900.
Utilities, starting with internet, $107.
Internet, 107. Internet connection. Is this only the internet or internet plus TV? Because if we're going to take a look at the most primary one, KPN, and I take internet, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Fiberglass, no, thank you. Fiberglass. I won't make it too. Yeah, okay. 100 Mbit up and down. 42. You see the prices. 42, 43. Super fast is 500 Mbit for 50 euros a month. And then in the fiber optics, 1 gigabit, 4 gigabit, you see the 52 and 67. And if you take, and let's take the most expensive one, let's select this one, it's selected, and I grab the TV with it. Do I want TV? Yes. That's TV. Plus a sound box. I take the most expensive I can find for 2 TVs. Then I have recording. Get recording. And I get a 4K package. Everything in 4K. With phone. With a not a mobile phone, but a landline, I believe it's the name, a landline. That's, and then onbeperkt is unlimited calling within the Netherlands and the entire EU. So everywhere in the EU, unlimited if you buy talk 5 minutes or 2 hours, it doesn't matter. That in total is, and now I don't know, all prices are inclusive. VIT is, I believe, the right term. 117 euros and 48 cents a month. And then you have your fiber 4 gigabyte, your TV connection with everything on it, and your phone for 117. And she is paying 107 only for the internet, and I don't know what speed, etc. Only for the internet, 107. Car insurance?
Auto insurance, $143.53.
We already talked about it.
Electric bill, $199.
200 for the electric bill? Oh, let's take a look. Gotta close this one. Prices. I'm going in English. Electricity. Current price is 32 cents per kilowatt, but yeah, it doesn't say anything. Let's say that we have $6,444. So, one too much. GX. And then we're gonna take Can't we choose house number? Okay. 2. That's for the region. Let's take Ascent. Electricity and heating, gas. Give me heating, gas, yes. And then on average, let's say a year. So it's 1,250 kilowatts a year and 1,100 cubic meters gas a year. Then without solar panels, Tone, the best deals, if I would switch, I did not, then I pay at Ineco 153. And she is at 199 a month, and this is 153. And it goes up. Let's take the most expensive because she is at 199. So what is the most expensive green choice? Now we have Ineco for 3 years. So a contract for 3 years. Then you pay for 200 euros a month. But then I see Ineco also right up here. Yeah. So they have the cheapest one. Oh, the 1 year contract is 153. And for 3 years, you pay 200 a month, which means that for 3 years, there is no price change in your contract price. So you take a contract for 3 years at 200 a month. No matter if the prices go up or down, you pay 200 a month. And if you don't take like a solid contract, but like I did, a dynamic, and the variables, then you are at 154, also going up to 200 for a variable contract. That means if the prices go up, your monthly pay goes up. If the prices go down, your monthly pay goes down. So that's, yeah. 200 only for electricity, and you guys don't use heating gas because you all do with the air conditioning for heating your homes too.
$10. Gas bill $104.
Oh, correction. This is what the gas bill for utilities. She talked about utilities, yeah. So in total, $303.16 for gas and electricity. I just showed you the prices. Oh man!
6 cents. Garbage service $120.20
a month. Garbage service. That's part of the facility taxes. We pay taxes. We don't. That's the general and I notice that is for a year, for the entire year, 1,200 euros. So that is almost 100 euros a month. With garbage collection, cleaning water, maintenance of the parks, everything within your city for 100 euros a month.
Water bill $190.60.
Water bill? You won't believe if I show you. You won't believe. price. Yeah, there's multiple price. Water at the water mats VML. It cost 99, let's say €1 for a square a cubic meter, so 1,000 liters, roughly, recalculating 1,000 liters, roughly 250-ish gallons of water. €1 for, yeah. I pay a month €12 for my water. I see prices here, inclusive, they're with taxes for 1,000 liters, so 1,000 divided by 3.7, so let's say 260, 275 gallons of water for €1. Wow.
3 cents. Phone service for multiple people, around $100.
Yeah, that's depending on what phone service you have. We pay between 80 and 100 depending off. So that's not that much difference with over here, but the other prices, oh wow.
Miscellaneous, starting with Amazon Kids, $5.99. Disney Plus, $21.99. Microsoft PC, $11.99.
Microsoft PC. Yeah, I know. Microsoft.
Netflix, $24.99. CVS.
$24.99. I want to know this because I thought that the prices over here aren't that high for Netflix. 2025 basic is $8.99, $13.99 for the default and $18.99 for the premium. $18.99 for the premium, and that is the United States already $25.
Extra Care card, $5. Greenlight cards, $5.99. And something I'm pretty sure is a scam, but I haven't had the time to look into it. Homeowners Insurance of Boston, $19.23. The grand total.
No, this is not the grand. Yeah, it's her grand total. What I'm missing in this entire list that she's talking about is car insurance, but I don't see health insurance. In this entire list, I don't see health insurance.
Not including food, gas costs, or any sort of clothing or miscellaneous purchases for daily living is $6,425.55.
Oh, hallelujah. And let's say, because I already didn't know, on average, so $200 to $300 a month for your health care. So another $300 on this. $6,700 a month. At this moment, while I'm out of a job, my monthly total cost, everything included, all of that she had, my car, health insurance, everything, what I also exclusive my what I need for food and clothing, etc. $1,200 $1,275. $1,275. And she is paying 4 times more every month.
Want last-minute brand design help? Get top-tier Fiverr freelance creators.
And that's without food, which I would probably guess for her family, that sounds like it's 5 people in total, it might be more. I would say at least $1,000 extra a month. Now, of course, like I said, this is a pretty extreme example because with the mortgage and then the HELOC they took out, you're talking $5,000 a month on that alone, okay? Absolutely ridiculous pricing there, along with the almost $1,000 a month for soccer. I mean, I know academies are expensive, but that is a ton of money. But then we could start looking at some of them that many people pay for: the student loan repayments, auto insurance, electricity, gas, and either utilities, phone bill being another $100, and then of course the Disney Plus, the Netflix, the Microsoft PC, which I don't know if that's just another streaming service that I've never heard of, or they're renting a personal computer, but including food that I'm guessing is around $1,000.
Now, it's, if I'm correct, and correct me for the guys in America who do know this, is this your subscription on your Microsoft Windows and your Microsoft 365 Office and your OneDrive, so that you have OneDrive and your Office, etc., for your kids to do their homework at home? Is that the price? It's the subscription to use Microsoft products, your Windows, your OneDrive, and your Office, like spreadsheet, your Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc. I guess that's that subscription for the kids. I guess. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments.
A month. You're talking almost $90,000 a year just to be able to fund the lifestyle that she's in. But we have a comment from one of you guys talking about your bills. Connecticut resident here. Our electric bill in the winter is more than a month of our rent for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, $1,000 a month rent. This was in response to a previous clip that we saw. That was another Connecticut resident that just showed her electricity bill. I think it was like $1,150 a month. It was something unbelievable. I never lived there. I know that it gets cold, but still, insane amount of money. Here we could go over to some of the food prices again. We have a post from an NYC grocery store.
Yeah. I leave it at here because if you want to see the rest, the video is called Zach Rice. Let me switch over to the other view. Oh, I need to grab the other view, of course. At OBS. Where is OBS? There it is. It's why the cost of living crisis is making people give up in 2025 from Zach Rice. So if you want to see the entire video, it's it's the final 7 minutes. This long is 7 minutes. Okay, but I will leave it here because we already did the groceries tonight. If you like it, let me know in the comments. What did you like? Do the... Oh, I need to get back to... Let me know on the poll which kind of videos you want to see me reacting to. I've got now one saying the cost of living in America. Yeah, but let me know which videos you want me to reacting to. Or, yeah, that's what I want to know. And then I wish you all a great weekend, or half weekend because it's Sunday now right here. But maybe, yeah, I don't know, depending on the time zone. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here together with me. We had... quite some views, 16, so we're growing as a channel. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you in the next video.